Hi, good day. My name is Vasugi Ganesan. We are from Group 3. This is my teammates, which is Divya, Kritika, and Jason. Today, I'm briefly explain about international trade. International trade from the pillar of the global economy. It provides goods and services from near and far. It make nation develop since it exports them to cannot produce locally. This which is countries will establish protectionism. There are tariffs, quotas, and subsidies to protect domestic industry, jobs, and natural security. The protectionist objective is balance economy, efficiency, and terminate consideration of social, political, and economic issue in order to preserve domestic employment benefit need to industry field. That's all from me.
So, hi madam, my name is Triana Rajan. Next, we moving to the quality of information. The first point is protect infant industry. So basically, infant industry are small, new industry in country they can't yet compete with strong foreigner companies. So by giving them the temporary protection, governments help this industry go and become a globally competitive. So this protection comes through tariff, important limits, and financial support. So South Korea is a success story, like Hyundai grew under the protections and become a globally competitive. But in Malaysia, Proton was protected for too long, which led to weak innovation and poor global performance. So the key is the protection must be temporary and industry must be pushed to and innovated. So I'm moving to the second slide. Okay, that one is safeguarding the national security. So which means the second reason is protectionism is national security, making sure the key industry are controlled by the country. It's not foreign power. It's basically sector like weapons, energy, food, and telecom are vital for the survival and defense, especially during the war and crisis. Government use the tools like tariff, bans, and ownership restriction to reduce dependence on foreign nations. For example, in 2018, the US placed the tariff on the steel of aluminum to protect its defense supply chain. In 2020, India banned the Huawei and ZIT from its 5G network to prevent the security risk from the China control. So while this protection can rise the cost short term, it's got a long term safety also. But overusing this is excuse can lead the too long the much protectionism. So that's all from me. I pass to next presenter.
Hello, madam. My name is Jason. Okay, moving on to the protecting consumer health, safety, and the environment. Okay, in today's era of globalization, international trade plays a crucial role in economic development and providing consumer with access to a wide range of products. However, it also brings risks such as potential importance of harmful goods that can be endangered to public health, safety, and the environment. To address these concerns, government should around the world government should implement regulations to ensure that only safe and environmentally responsible product enters their markets, as the regulations are not intended to fairly restrict trade but not to protect national interests and contribute to global sustainability goals. Okay, trade regulation focus on consumers on and environmental protection are essential for safeguarding public health and the environment. Without these regulations, countries could face risks from contaminated food, hazardous chemicals, and substandard product and non-recyclable waste. Such risks can have long-term consequences for individuals, ecosystems, and the public trust. Therefore, Regulation is necessary to uphold a product safety and prevent environmental degradation. Okay, further up, okay, there are several sectors are actually and require strong protection. Food safety is a priority, ensuring that imported items meet strict hygienes and health standards. Toxic consumers goods such as those containing harmful substance and environmental protection, particularly in this case of import like electronic waste and plastics, also require measures. Public health is another key concern, especially when products can lead to disease or a long-term medical issue. Countries address these challenges through various tools. Sanitary and sanitary measures are used to protect human, animal, and plant health, while technical barriers to trade, TBT regulations such as safety standards and labeling requirements. This is to help ensure the transparency and the consumer protections. Okay, government may also impose these import bans or required safety certifications for goods considered harmful, ensuring them to meet national regulations, as these measures are often based on scientific evidence and must align with the international standards, especially those of the World Trade Organization, WTO. Okay, in real life examples, illustrate the importance of such protective policies. Okay, in 1997, the European Union banned the import of US chicken treated with antimicrobial greens like chlorine, food safety, and the consumer rights concern. While the US argued the practice was safe, the EU emphasized the precautionary principle, ensuring consumers could make informed choice based on higher ethical standards. Similar to Malaysia, Malaysia took action on 2019 against the growing plastic waste crisis. After banned plastic waste from waste import, Malaysia became a dumping ground for contaminated waste. The Malaysian government responded by banning such imports and returning hundreds of illegal containers, protecting local communities and the environment. As India also introduced strict quality controls on import oils in 2010. Okay, these examples shows the protection measures aimed at ensuring consumer safety and environmental responsibility are often necessary and legitimate. Unlike tariff or quotas intended to boost domestic industries, these regulations are grounded in public health concerns, scientific research, and ethical responsibility. However, it is crucial that such policies and transparent are based on credible data to avoid trade disputes and maintain a global cooperation. As for a conclusion for this, regulating international trade to protect public health, consumer safety, and the environment is both justified and essential. As global concerns about food safety, climate change, and the pollution grow, countries must prioritize sustainable and ethical practice. These protective measures reflect both national values and the global responsibilities, ensuring that trade benefit people and the planet alike. Rather than being viewed as obstacles, these policies should be recognized as vital tools in fostering a safer, cleaner, and more responsible global economy. That's all from me. I'll pass it on to the next presenter. Thank you.
Sige, unmute first.
Next, I'm going to discuss about trade barrier and their role and in protecting domestic job. I'll explain what are the trade barrier, what they are used, and how they help safeguard job in various. So what are the trade barriers? Let's discuss with the basic. Trade barriers are rules and regulations that countries implement to limit the quantity of foreigner goods coming into the market. The barriers shield local businesses from competition and keep local jobs from being diverted to lower cost imports. What are the trade barriers important? The main reason government use trade barrier is to protect domestic jobs. Foreign products that are sold at lower price enter into the domestic market, causing local businesses to lose business and jobs. When trade barriers are put into the place, government give local industry and a better opportunity to survive and develop. How do the trade barriers work? There are a number of key in which trade barriers is operate, which is tariff and quotas and important restriction. In tariff, there are taxes applied to import. For example, in 2018, the US placed a tariff on 25% of steel imports to protect American steel jobs. Quotas also, they limited the quantity of certain products that can be imported, which is reduced competition. This limitation keeps certain foreign product from being imported, often for safety and quality reason. Next is the real world example. Real world example, US steel tariff 2018 apply a 25% tariff to steel imports to protect jobs in the steel industry from being taken over by cheaper imported steel. India agriculture tariff uses high tariffs on food import to protect domestic farmers and prevent various of areas from becoming unemployed. Next is I'm going to explain about short-term and short-term versus long-term. In the short-term, tariffs protect jobs by reducing foreign competition, but they are without foreign competition, business may not innovate or improve, and that can lead to inefficiency and higher cost for higher cost of consumer down the road. For the long-term success, it's a crucial that countries not only on the trade barriers, innovation and retraining workers are necessary. Governments need to make industry competitive by making technology advancement easier and training workers to move to new industry. That's all from me. I'll pass to next presenter.
Hello, madam. My name is Keetika. So for my part, I'll be presenting about the preventing domestic and unfair trade practices. So let's begin understanding what we meant by unfair trade practices. This includes things like government subsidies, export incentives, and aggressive pricing strategies that distort fair competition in global strategies that markets. When foreign producers receive heavy subsidies or sells good and below market prices, it puts logical industry at a serious disadvantages, and also they can't compete not because they are inefficient, but because that playing field is not fair. So moving on to the purpose. So what's the purpose of measures? First of all, they aim to prevent market distortions caused by unfair trade. Without action, domestic industries may collapse under pressure from cheap imports. And also the second part is the measures are meant to protect local jobs and industries, especially in sectors considered strategically important for the economy or national security. So moving on to the common protectionism methods. So now let's look at some of the most common tools government use. One of the countervailing duties. These are the tariffs that directly offset foreign subsidies, making imported goods more expensive and destroying fair price comparison. Another method is providing domestic subsidies. This means giving financial support to local producers, and also they can stay competitive, like even the more phases subsidies import or export. So moving on to the United States example, a clear example is the US steel tariffs in 2016. The US government imposed tariff of up to 500% of Chinese steel, arguing that Chinese producers were dumping steel into the US market artificially low prices thanks to the state support, because the move gives temporary relief to the American steel markers, allowing some plants are reopened and jobs are returned. But it also raised steel prices for industry that rely on it, such as construction and manufacturing. And also similarly, the European Union introduced tariffs of 47% to 65% of Chinese solar panels between 2013 and 2018. They claimed that Chinese companies were selling panels too cheaply because of government subsidies threatening local European manufacture. While the tariff helped EU producers, which is European United, they also made solar panels more expensive, slowing down the adoption of clean energy. So what we learn from this example, which is protectionism can stabilize key factors, especially when they are under threat from unfair competition. It can provide breathing room for local industries. However, their economic threat of higher import can ripple through the economy, hurting economy, reaches economy lower industry. Protectionism can also slow down innovation and long-term growth. So that's why these measures are best used as temporary and target tools, not as permanent solution, but truly strengthen domestic industry protection. Must be paired with reforms boost effectively competitive and innovation. So that's all from me. I'll passing to Swasigi for the conclusion.
Conclusion, although the protectionism has an immediate advantage such as a job and national security, it's usually inefficient in long term and they may hinder innovation. Protectionism is measure should be in the short term completed by program that enhance competitiveness and innovation to guarantee long-term prosperity. That's all from me.